Hello my friends, how are you? It's fantastic to see you for yet another video, and today we're going to talk more about Donald Trump's failing economy, because it gets a little bit more and more interesting as time goes on and you start to look into the numbers. And I want to keep hammering away at this point about how Donald Trump and Republicans are bad for working class Americans and bad for the economy and only out to enrich the billionaires in America, because nothing more grinds my gears, my friends, than a bunch of working class Americans that believe that the Republicans are actually doing anything useful for them. And we're watching it in real time right now as Donald Trump and the billionaires and the MAGA Republicans have launched a full-scale assault on the American people. In every way possible, they are attacking our finances, and I shouldn't say every way possible because they've probably got some more tricks up their sleeve. But you know, we're watching as they're causing people to lose jobs, causing small businesses to close, causing a break in the supply chain, or at least a breakdown in the supply chain through the tariffs, causing people to not be able to afford as much as they used to. We're watching as they're trying to up to quadruple the cost of your health insurance, and when things don't go their way, they threaten to take your food away so you can't even feed yourself. And even more than that, did you guys hear the newest wacky thing from Donald Trump about the 50-year mortgage? Yeah, you could buy a house and you could pay on it for 50 years, and because of all the interest over those 50 years, you'll end up paying twice what you would have paid for the house, and the developers of the houses think it's a really good idea. Do you know why? Because they're going to make a shitload of money off of you thinking that you're getting a better deal on a 50-year mortgage. I was listening to some experts on it today, and over the length of the loan, it drops you, depending on how much house you buy, you're looking at like a lower monthly payment of like $100-$200 to extend your loan by 20 fucking years and pay all that extra interest on it. And that's their brilliant idea to help the American people. My God, it just keeps getting worse with these assholes. And that is part of the reason that I am in this fight. As we know, the Democrats are not necessarily a perfect party, but we've got some bright shining stars on our side that actually give a shit about the American people, come from humble backgrounds, and are just trying to do what's best for people like us. You know how they try to embarrass and make fun of AOC because she was a bartender before she was a politician? Oh no, what a tragic fucking thing. A person that had to figure out how to pay their bills, had to work shitty shifts in a bar somewhere doing backbreaking work, because I mean, I understand there's more back-breaking work than that, but still, running around a bar all night, it ain't fun either. I mean, I've never done that, but I've done a lot of similar work, and they try to embarrass her with that because she's got this humble background, and she's out there fighting for the American people. And we all like that a lot, you would think. Well, not those dorks that watch a lot of Fox News, right? But anyways, you would think that we all like that. And part of the point of this video today is because I'm continuing to watch the job numbers as Donald Trump goes on the news and talks about how great the economy is and the polls are fake and everybody's lying, and nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about, because Donald Trump, in Donald Trump's eyes, has created the world's greatest economy, my friends. Same guy that in that same interview also said that people don't know what magnets are, by the way. People don't know what magnets are, according to fucking Donald Trump. And the job numbers are just getting more and more atrocious, and we are going to talk about that today. I want to take a little bit of a sidetrack here, like you guys are used to me doing, and address some of the concerns from yesterday's video, because I did ruffle the feathers of our own side yesterday, and I thought long and hard about this, and did a little bit of soul searching, and I came to the conclusion that I said what I said. I am not at all impressed with Chuck Schumer, who did vote no on the resolution, but I believe put out some cannon fodder in front of him to take the fall on the sword for him. And I am completely unimpressed with the Democrats that, in my view, folded on this whole thing with the government shutdown. And I understand that made a lot of people angry, but I gotta be honest with you. I didn't get into this putting my ass on the line out here in red states all over the country, traveling truck stop to truck stop where people are actively looking for me to kick the living shit out of me if they ever see me in a truck stop because I dared to insult their orange leader here on YouTube. I didn't do all of that just so I could participate and bend over and take it politics, all right? What I want, my friends, is fucking fighters and people that are going to stand up for the American people. And I was completely unimpressed with what happened yesterday, with the day before yesterday, with the thing with the Democrats. I understand there was harm coming to the American people, and it was going to be a fucking problem as the Republicans were threatening to starve the American people. I understand all that. As the Republicans were taking away paychecks from the American people, I understand all that. And you know who else I think understood all that? All the people, or a vast majority of the people that were going to be hit by all of those things and said, we're going to see it through, we're going to fight, and we're going to keep on going. And all of us that were like making donations to food banks or putting out the word about making donations, figuring out how we could help in our local communities, we were all in the fucking fight. And to me, yesterday, that was a slap in the face. But that is not to say that I am leaving the Democrat Party, I am surrendering, or any of that bullshit. What that is to say is I am going to continue to look for people that want to fight for us, and as this channel grows, I will be platforming the people that want to fight for us. Trust me, I got some things coming down the pipe, and we are going to get to work on these upcoming midterms. It's a little bit rough because I am a truck driver, and I hardly ever make it home, but to actually sit down and do things like that. But when I do, don't worry, my friends, I got you. And to the people that were frustrated with me, I can't apologize for my take on what happened yesterday. It was not the desired result. It did not get us anything at all except fucked in the ass by the Republicans once again, with the promise that they'll vote on in the Senate on if we can extend the ACA subsidies. It's dead on arrival. It's going fucking nowhere. And the Democrats that are trying to convince us that that was a good thing are completely full of shit, and we should be asking for better. And that's what I demand from my political party, is do fucking better. We're ready to go into this fight with you, and we will take the hits, we will take the hardships, and let's just keep on rolling. So that's where I stand on that. I'm unable to take back yesterday's video, and I did watch a couple other opinions to see if I had lost my ever-loving fucking mind, because that's possible, because I live in a truck, and it's extremely possible that I could spend way too much time by myself. But I checked on the opinions of people like, of course, Kyle Kulinski, Bernie Sanders, Ro Khanna. There's more. The ladies over at I've Had It, and I kind of listen to everything they have to say. And you know what, my friends, with my opinion yesterday, and after watching all their videos this morning, I'm in good company in the position that I took on yesterday's video. So yeah, bend over and take it. Politics ain't gonna fly around here. It's not for me, and I refuse to participate in it. I want fighters, goddammit. And if that's a problem, I understand that you don't like me anymore, but that's just the way I'm going to do things. That's the reason I started this channel, is because I wanted to stand up for myself, and I wanted to stand up for the people around me. Back to the point. Thank you. As I went over that situation yesterday, it was a kind of a bloodbath in the comments in some parts yesterday, but that's just the way this shit goes. ADP is the website, basically, not website, it's a company, it's a business that is heavily involved in America's payroll system, because they do a lot of private payrolls around the country, so they have their finger on the pulse of everything that is going on, for the most part, when it comes to the private sector jobs in America. That's who we're paying attention to. I think that's who I'm paying attention to, because you can't get a reliable number from the government right now, for a few reasons. The government shutdown, as of right now, is still in effect, and that is preventing official government numbers to come out. But also, when Donald Trump, the guy that said we don't know what magnets are, gets offended because he's crashing the economy and the BLS puts out the accurate numbers, he fires them instead of fixing the problem. Excuse me. So a lot of us are relying on sources like ADP to at least try to get an understanding of what is going on, right? And last month, ADP reported that for October, there was a gain of 42,000 jobs in America, right? And of course, you get the MAGA dorks that in their little circus, they show up in town and they start taking a victory lap about how great and amazing Donald Trump is, because 42,000 jobs have been added to the American economy. And that proves that Donald Trump's policies are working. That's what they try to convince us of. Oh, sorry about that. I had to pause the video and get me a drink real quick. I normally pop a pill every morning for all this congestion and gross shit, all that, and I haven't had time to do that yet. I've been a very busy guy this morning, so I had to pause and get me a drink. But anyways, MAGA Circus starts taking a victory lap about how amazing Donald Trump is, and we've added 42,000 jobs. And I said, my God, there must be something wrong with this. For one, on the surface, there's a lot wrong with it. To celebrate the gain of 42,000 jobs in America, while it's been month after month after month of massive losses, huge layoffs coming down the pipeline, and all these things, you'd be fucking goofy at this point to say that 42,000 jobs is a fucking victory. But the MAGA movement, they don't give a shit. They will support anything Donald Trump says or anything that Donald Trump does, even if it is bad news, and try to spin it and tell you that it's fucking good news, right? And obviously, I found that to be pretty frustrating. I talked about it a couple days ago as we talked about all the layoffs coming down the pipeline. We got, I think, some Amazon, some UPS. I mean, we're talking like tons and tons of jobs just being eliminated from the American economy right now. It's happening. That's what's going on. And to date, we are on pace to lose, once you include the jobs lost and all the layoffs that are coming, it was last estimated at 1.1 million jobs lost year to date in America under Donald Trump's failed fucking leadership, right? And I pointed all of that out. But then I found out something very interesting today, something very, very interesting. Apparently, ADP is doing job numbers on this sort of rolling 4-week basis now. I guess they're putting out some sort of job report weekly. They got the monthly jobs report, of course, but then they're keeping track and keeping us updated weekly. So over the rolling 4-week period, we have seen more devastation come to America because they reported that the vast majority of the jobs that were added in October all came in that first week, right? That 42,000 that everyone was celebrating as a win for America. They had said that that's where most of it came. So now that we've moved over to another week and we're on to a new new rolling 4-week period, ADP says over the last 4 weeks, America has averaged 11,000 jobs lost per week over the last 4-week rolling period, which completely wipes out the 42,000 jobs that everybody was celebrating. Not everybody was celebrating, and completely wipes that out. Done. It's a net loss of 2,000 now at this point over a rolling 4-week period. And the reason this is fucking concerning, my friends, is because here we are in November. It's November, right? 2 weeks, something like 2 weeks out from Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is when we all, I don't know, I haven't celebrated that shit for a long fucking time. We all eat some food, right? We argue politics with our family. We do all kinds of bullshit. I don't know. I haven't done that shit for a long time. But then the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, where everybody goes and spends all their money to buy the people around them a bunch of shitty products that's just going to break in a few months, and we waste all our money. And that's the day that the corporations, the businesses in America, finally see a profit, because we all went out and we bought in to this commercial holiday known as Christmas, and that's where they all profit, right? Well, normally when we're leading up to Christmas, we see massive booms in the economy with when it comes to hiring, as seasonal work starts to become a big fucking deal. They'll bring in people to help them at like retail outlets and shit like that to get through the season. Warehouses, shipping, all that shit normally would see this massive increase in employment for the holiday season. And we're not seeing that for a couple reasons. We're not seeing it for a fucking couple reasons. There is obviously a massive push for AI type of things when it comes to Amazon and UPS and shit like that, where they want robots to do the fucking jobs of the American people, which, I mean, maybe at some point may become inevitable, and that's the way it's going to go. I don't really fucking know. We're gonna need something, or else we're all just gonna live outside, which is fine. If we're all living outside, who really gives a shit anymore, right? We're all in it together at that point. We'll all be homeless. Who gives a fuck? It's fine. But also, because if I were to gauge this, I'd say there is very low expectations for the holiday shopping season around the corner that normally these retailers get very, very fucking excited for. They do not see the need to hire the American people to come in and do these seasonal jobs, because Donald Trump, the president of the United States himself, has said a big fuck you to the American people. When when we were all telling Donald Trump we couldn't afford shit because of everything he was doing, he sat on the goddamn news and said, I know you normally buy people $30 dolls, but this year you can just have 2. And that is coming from the son of a bitch that gets to build a ballroom, that gets to hold great Gatsby parties with the billionaires. That son of a bitch told us that we deserve less while he deserves more. And I don't know why more people in America of the working class are not pissed off about this, because how dare he tell us this motherfucker that's never worked a day in his goddamn life has done nothing but defraud people that he's around him, and he's never had to work. He's always stolen his fucking money, tells us we can have less while he has more. And America is ramping up for that right now. Not ramping up, ramping down. We're going the wrong goddamn way, as there is virtually no demand for seasonal workers right now. And me as a truck driver, I plan to go after this topic. There just hasn't been much to talk about recently. Last time I talked about trucking, I said it's fucking dead out here. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's still fucking dead out here, and it's November, for fuck's sake. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? It ain't no good. And I lost track of my point there. What the fuck was I trying to say? Good God, I need to get my fucking head together, because I completely forgot what I was talking about. I have no clue. But I was talking about this no demand for the workers in America. There's no demand for them to hire because they're not anticipating that there's going to be much of a fucking holiday shopping season at all. And I think that it's not, I don't think it's the AI push that's winning this right now and causing this to happen. The fact of the matter is, Americans are fucking broke right now because of Donald Trump's poor economic policies, and we're just not going to be able to afford to participate in what's going on. And I'm actually kind of excited to see what's going to happen after Black Friday, and I think it's called Cyber Monday, where you buy all your bullshit online instead. I am anxious to see if we see massive losses from these huge retailers all over the country, whether it be online or your brick and mortar stores or what have you. Are we going to not see the sales that we normally see? And I think that we're not going to, and I am damn curious to find out how destructive that's going to be to the American economy also after all of that happens. But the entire point of the video, you guys get the fucking point. I don't know why I sum it up like that sometimes. You guys know what I'm saying for the most part. We're not seeing that demand for hiring. Over the rolling 4-week period, we've seen nothing but job losses. And we're not seeing anything get better in the busiest time in America's economy, right here at the holiday shopping season in America. It ain't happening, my friends. And I know that most people don't do the shopping till Black Friday. It's a big deal. You go in, you punch your neighbors in the face because they're trying to get the TV that you're trying to get and all that shit. But as a truck driver working in logistics out here in America, I'm not seeing any kind of fucking anything indicating that there's a holiday shopping season about to fucking start. We're not seeing full truck stops. We're not seeing fucking I'm at a place right now with 30 fucking dock doors. There's 2 of us here that I walked in and they just let me in. They were like, yeah, go ahead, grab any door you want. They're all open. Whichever one you want to get loaded out of, just park there. It doesn't fucking matter. And that's right before the holidays. Seems like something's fucking wrong to me. So anyways, that's my update for the day. We'll continue to watch as Donald Trump continues to crash the fucking economy right in front of our eyes. Anyways, I gotta get back to work, I guess. Love you guys. Bye now.